What's going on, everybody? Rachel West and Rick Stroud here, getting ready for the final game of the season, Rick. I feel like we blinked and we're already here in week 18 as the Bucs are getting ready to take on the Falcons up in Atlanta. And a lot of talk this week has been about, should the starters play? Should they rest them? Coaching staff has gotten maybe a little bit of criticism about their stance on that. But before we get into that, there's going to be a few guys who aren't even going to have that choice because they're already ruled out.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to sit guys that are hurt, and Donovan Smith is one of those guys. Even though he played last week, he was beat up, and so your left tackle's not here. And you also have Carlton Davis and Carl Nassib as well. Listen, the tackle situation is something to watch simply because Tom Brady is going to play this game. And so this is the blind side. They're now down to their third left tackle because they lost Josh Wells, who went on IR a couple weeks ago. So it'll be Brandon Walton, a kid from Seminole High School in Florida Atlantic. So, defensively, they'll be okay. They have played without Carlton before. Again, I'm curious, and we'll talk about this, how long the starters will go, if they'll go the whole game.
Yeah, and it is very much a risk versus reward type deal here. So why did the coaching staff ultimately make this decision here?
Well, it's a great question, and there's debate on both sides, right? But the bottom line, like a lot of answers to the puzzle, is Tom Brady. Tom Brady wants to play this game. He has always played this game, even when they clinch things up in New England. He feels like you get better by playing. He never wants to take a game off. Now, some of these games, when they've clinched, he's come out early, and I think they'll monitor that as to how the game is going. But they say they have things to work on. And, in the past, there has been times when it's backfired. I mean, back in 2000, I think it was 9 season, they lost Wes Welker in a game similar to this, and he blew out his ACL and his MCL, and then they lost the next week in the wild card. So it can have negative effects, but by the same token, they want to build on the momentum they had from last week.
Not to mention, you got some guys who got personal milestones on the line. Chris Godwin, close to 1,000 yards, 100 catches. Brady, a winning season on the line, getting the winning season for Todd Bowles as a first-year coach. All big things for the guys in that locker room. And you mentioned in there, they do have things to work on. I mean, vibes are good right now. They clinched the division. Things are seemingly on the up and up. But fact of the matter is, there are still some things that this team needs to work on. So what can they try to accomplish in this game?
Well, I think the biggest thing is momentum, right? I mean, they have a chance to win 3 in a row. You mentioned the winning record. That's a big thing. But offensively, we saw them have a big game, right? We saw them throw the ball down the field to Mike Evans. It's been a while. He hadn't been in the end zone in 11 weeks. He catches 3 touchdown passes. That's something you can build on. You need to run the football better. That's been a goal of theirs all season long. And stop the run. Atlanta is a very good rushing football team. When you get to the postseason, at some point, if you get past the wild card game in Tampa, you may have to go up north to Philadelphia or different places where it's cold. You have to be able to run the football. So I think all those things, those football things, come into play in the postseason, and they just want to stay sharp, keep the momentum going, the good vibes going, and hopefully get back here to Raymond James Stadium, a healthy football team.
Yes, the Bucs would love nothing more than to finish this season out on a positive note with a win up in Atlanta. Make sure you guys are keeping up with all of our Bucs coverage that we have for you over on social media at Sports by Tampa Bay Times, as well as over at tampabay.com.